Yeah, I just
There
turned
you
it
go.
on my end.
Yeah, it was me.
Hey,
Yep.
everyone. Welcome to Never Split the Party presents Starfinder. I have no idea what I just said, but I was talking for a while all by
You
myself.
were. That's pretty impressive.
That's my best intro yet, too.
I
probably
think
was.
it was actually.
Yeah, yep, totally was.
Right. What was I talking about? My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd. I am your GM this evening and most evenings. However, I have bullied Nick to actually run a session the first week in April. I'll be away at a work conference, so I'll be advertising for Nick's one shot. I want everyone to come and both bully and catcall him in the chat, please. Speaking of some shifting around in streaming and scheduling and things like that, we're actually coming very close to the end of our prologue arc, which is the first batch of episodes, I believe about 30 or so, where the party was busy learning their characters, learning how to interact with each other, and all that fun stuff. Once this arc wraps up, we'll be doing a little bit of adjusting of our numbering, which is only really important for people who are watching on YouTube. And the idea is every time we jump into a new arc, especially this next one, I'm going to want to make it a perfect jumping on point for new viewers. So again, if you have anyone who's a little hesitant to jump into a stream that is 30 episodes and about 60 hours long, don't worry about it. We'll have a jumping on point where they could ignore all of the other BS and at least get a coherent story with the same characters. We're not doing Marvel DC reboot style because that's garbage. But we'll be working in some stuff where people can just start watching from that episode, and I'll be advertising for that pretty heavily. Did I miss anything else from that spiel I gave the first time, the good spiel?
You might
Just
be.
the
But I think
backup.
we should just move on.
Oh yeah, I'll skip that. All right, so for this episode, I'm going to. I don't think I
Introductions.
have any announcements. I'll do a
Yeah, we sure do.
Nick, go for announcements.
Well, for starters, we have some new subs. So thank you very much to Rogue Exposure and Stabiathan for the
Yeah.
resub.
Thanks, guys.
Those are
Ooh,
awesome.
thanks.
We're gonna cut that.
Stop it! Damn.
I have to get the one in. Per
Hey, you know what?
episode.
You know what? Dustin cuts all of the announcements we make, anyways.
Yes, but if I was ever going to go through it and parse it out, that's more stuff I have to cut, like what I'm saying right now. So I'm going to stop.
Oh, just something to
but-
squirt Nick about later.
In actuality, though, my announcement is that we are nearly halfway to triggering an encounter with Krellis.
Christ, are we really?
We are
Yeah.
nearly halfway,
Yep.
and now we are a bit closer thanks to Angel,
Thanks,
but
Angel.
Thanks for the
We
bits,
are-
Angel.
at roughly halfway, if you would like to have Pat meet's good old friend, Rye meet his good old friend Krellis, feel free to sub or throw some bits or all that fun junk, and that can happen.
Yeah, that'll trigger the stream boss, which, again, as Nick just said, is an encounter with the bounty hunter Krellis, who's featured in episodes 3 and 4 and 5, I believe. Mostly 3 and 5. But Krellis will be a recurring figure, but you can definitely advance that issue by beating the stream boss. Any other announcements, guys? Okay, so I'm going to let the players introduce themselves. I will go into the recap, and then we'll jump right into the episode, which is probably going to be a lot of me monologuing, so I hope the sound is on.
It is.
Patrick, take it away.
Sure. My name is Patrick. I play Reich Oren. He is a Lashunta envoy, which means he likes to talk a lot, which is great for me because I love to talk, and everybody loves my voice.
I am Michael, and I'm playing Zero, the android operative, also the pilot for the crew, and he got a really weird package last episode.
Yeah, he did.
I'm Chris. I play Milla, Dotwood Abigail Priest. He's a mechanic, best Durkin mechanic this side of the galaxy. He's also the ship's engineer. That's all I got.
Hello, I'm Nick. I play Brawl, who is the lowest roller pretty much of any character ever in any RPG. He's got some good physical strength, if only he could hit things, but I've got some something to assist me this time, and I'm rocking them right now. Oh yeah.
Brawl has Hulk hands. for all of our audio listeners.
I'm just gonna cut the whole thing out. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Cool. My name is Justin, and I play Seeker, the android technomancer, and it totally was not my fault that we started without audio today.
So happy about that. This is
Yeah.
my happy face. I don't know if you could tell.
I think, you know what it is? I think now that Brawl has props and I have props, maybe he's going to roll like me. Maybe it's the props that do it.
It probably is.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because everybody else rolls like garbage.
Just wait for my props. I'm getting them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
What are your props?
Don't
Oh, is
worry
it the
about
thing
it.
I talked to you about?
Oh no, it's something else. Well, maybe. I don't know. I got plans. I just need to figure out what to buy.
Fine. All right. Stuff. That's what you should be buying. I shouldn't have the camera up because Nick is distracting me. Yep. He's just too darn handsome, that guy. All right. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the
Don't sue
players.
us.
What was that?
Don't sue us.
Yeah, don't do it, please. The players were coming back from Pyramid Station Beta. They did a little bit of light reading, maybe encountered some light madness as a result, and then they had some group resolution skills, team builders. They did trust falls and everything, led by Miller. That was exciting. And then they eventually arrived back on Pyramid Station Alpha, which had one nice recurring character pop up again, Patrick the Dot Controller, who I actually think will physically meet this episode, so that'll be kind of fun. And the only kind of additional thing you guys need to know, other than actually go back and watch the last week's episode, it's on YouTube, guys, youtube.com/NSTP podcast, would be that there is a heightened, almost mini fleet of Border Space Union patrol and warships orbiting around, and I mean, even in some parts throughout the Pyramid Station Alpha, domes. Interesting to note for the politics side of things, while Pyramid Station Alpha does have an agreement with the Border Space Union and generally amicable relations, they are not actually officially in any way, shape, or form married to the Border Space Union. They are an independent entity. Yeah, let's go. Let's do legal terms. We got this. As we left off last time, the party had just met with Tamnel Har, the High Inquisitor for the Border Space Union, also apparently known as the Vermilion Blur. They got some cryptic bit of a heads up there. We'll call it foreshadowing in the biz. One of their problems with a particular orc was taken care of without much of their input. And they have stepped out of the docks for Industrial Dome 1. As they were doing so, their attention was caught by a broadcast being blasted by all of the video screens that are kind of up in different areas throughout all of the domes on the Pyramid Station Alpha, like on corners of buildings, in any computer terminals. What they were seeing before the interruption, and I assume Brawl was maybe his ear was caught by this because it was the video before it was interrupted is taking place outside of the Blitzer Ball Stadium. And on it is a popular news anchor for Pyramid Station Alpha. This is Stellar Guy on the Niche Network here at the most stellarest location on Pistol. That's right, I'm at the Blitzer Ball Stadium. I'm going to be interviewing athletes and support staff alike, trying to get their opinions on all this additional security from the BSU. Do they think they're all here for tonight's game? Are they here to cancel tonight's game? Who can tell? I sure cannot. One moment, please. What do you mean interrupt my broadcast? You can't take time from my show. I make this Dirking channel what it is. The screen blanks out, and an emergency broadcast tone, which for whatever reason sounds like blares. And then on the screen, which fizzes for a second, pops up something that is unfamiliar to pretty much anyone on Pyramid Station Alpha, and it is predominantly in the screen framed is a Kasatha. This is a pale-skinned, elongated head, four-armed race, popular in the Pact worlds, with three figures prominently standing behind the Kasatha. One is a large Vesk in ornate white armor. One is an Eoxian. So a Vesk is a big lizard person, if you're not familiar with Starfinder. An Eoxian is a space lich, we'll go with that, wearing flowing ornate red robes. And the other is actually a familiar face to the party. It's the drow with flamboyant orange hair that they know as Mister.
Is that the one I bought drugs from?
Yes.
Nice.
Behind these prominent four figures is a group of armed and armored BSU soldiers. And the footage seems to be being shot outside of some sort of large structure, although it is hard to tell based on the context exactly where they are. And then the Kasatha begins to speak as soon as I find the notes I wrote out for it. Hello, fellow members of the BSU. I apologize for the inconvenience this transmission must be causing, but the message I convey must be heard. My name is... I have a little 17 notes going. Don't worry about it. My name is Derlith Rhesus Cedrius Hanzus of Clan Gerson, and I am the Chief Commander of the Border Space Union Military Forces. I come to inform you of treason tonight. I am joined by impartial representatives of both the Pact Worlds and the Veskarium. Pooling our resources, we have found the Arch-Chancellor and the entire Har family to be colluding with the governmental bodies of the Pact Worlds. The Har family is selling our resources, our lands, and even our people to those who aren't content with what they already have. My allies behind me are Oda Shen, the matriarch of the Veskarium, supposedly brought in from the Pact Worlds to investigate the Border Space Union. She has been cooperating with us, noticing that everything hasn't been above board. She's also searching for her missing son, Varkas, although we'll get into more on that later if we can. I'm also joined by Zolan Gurgarets, who is of the Pact Worlds, specifically from the planet Eox. And then I have my friend Boremi Jason, and he's a member of a drow family, both impartial due to being of merchant class and also having no known contracts with the Border Space Union. I've assembled them here today outside of the Arch-Chancellor's mansion. They're going to help me figure out what has been going on. We've assembled forces, as you can see behind us, and we're going to extract Nuelamos Har, the Arch-Chancellor, now. And as he kind of turns to the building, the camera pans up to an upper window, which almost immediately, as soon as the camera gets there, explodes. A flame and shrapnel explodes out of this office room. You can kind of see the heads of the assembled soldiers, as well as the Kasatha, and they all like duck down and wince and begin covering their heads from the rubble falling to the floor below. The camera pans wildly off to the right, and outside of a neighboring building, there is a figure in heavy cloaked armor carrying some sort of rocket launcher, clearly smoking from whatever it had just launched at the building across from it. It makes a rude gesture at the camera and then drops the weapon and begins aiming a laser rifle at the crowd. The Kasatha at the forefront, Derlith, begins waving all of his arms, directing his crew around and pointing up at the armed individual on the upper floor, and then the camera goes blank.
Well, that was interesting.
Hey, Shima, isn't that the guy you bought your drugs from?
It was, actually.
Huh.
Kind of strange to see him up there, I guess. I mean,
Maybe,
I didn't think he was
I guess.
that big of a deal.
I gotta get me one of those things.
The
What,
drugs?
drugs?
No, the other thing. The explodey thing that was up there.
I don't know. How
A
get the
rocket
special
launcher?
effects work.
Yeah. That's the word for it.
From behind you guys, you hear, "Hoo boy, I was kind of hoping to see some blitzer ball. I am such a big fan of that sport. Do you guys think the transmission will come back on?" And as you guys turn, it's a face that some of you probably, if someone's cutting their fingernails on stream, I will murder you, Patrick.
I
I just love that little face of just the.
I'm more impressed that you knew he was clipping fingernails. Damn.
You don't just chew them off like everybody else?
Yeah.
Rye's just really concerned about his appearance.
Chris, it is
Oh,
not the first.
oh,
offense.
this is in character toenail cutting. Continue,
Yes.
please go.
Not toenail cutting.
Yeah, he's cutting his toenails clearly. This is a face some of you guys recognize coming up behind you, and it is actually Patrick, the dock controller. Now that you're seeing him in person, he is dressed in dock overalls, standard. Justin just ran off camera. All right, this is gonna be a great episode tonight, guys. I don't know if you've noticed. Patrick is wearing just dock coveralls. They're pretty clean. There's actually a patch logo that it says Reich Oren LLC, and the logo is just an ornate RO kind of intertwined. And he's a thicker fella. He moves around with some deliberate speed. But otherwise, he looks like a very jovial person. It matches his attitude as far as you guys have interacted with him. And as he comes up behind you, he's like, "Hey, fellas, it is really nice to meet you guys in the flesh. I was kind of hoping y'all would be, a little taller, but that's okay. I'm actually here to take y'all to Archie. He is setting up shop in Central Dome, and he wanted me to have you guys swing by. I think he's got a surprise for you."
Oh, nice.
Well, I for one would love to see how. Oh wait,
Glad to hear your accent went away.
I don't know. I can't do it tonight. I don't know what's going on. I've been practicing Irish accents. I've completely I'm sorry.
I get that sentence out and then remember that every time I've talked to Patrick previously, I had a southern accent, so I just stop and go, yes, I would love to see how my shop is coming along. These long days.
You got it, boss. If you guys have nowhere else to be, let's head on up to Archie. I technically don't work here and have to go.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
You don't work yet?
No. Archie had set up a bit of a deal, and with my past experience, I was simply waiting for you guys.
Ah. Well,
Yeah.
we can help you out here, bud. Let's go.
All right. So you guys head on upstairs. You guys head to the nearest hallway. You guys have passes fine. You guys represent yourselves as Reich Oren LLC. Can I have everyone make perception checks as they're walking through Industrial Dome 1?
It's okay. I already made my first roll, which was a 2. So now I'm gonna do my actual roll.
So I got a 27, and it's
I got another 2. Oh,
20! 23.
He just rolls 2s. Oh my god, it's so good.
Well, I mean, in the intro, you did say that you roll the worst, everybody, so...
Oh,
Self-fulfilling prophecy there. Oh, sure.
Nope, you
Right
did not.
eyes, Jim.
Ooh.
so better than Brawl.
So I have a 27, but it's a 32 if it involves any of us.
Not really. But you got, that's enough. Miller, anyone who rolls above a 10, which is only 3 of you. Yeah, you guys are what I want you guys to be either be aware of or be completely oblivious to. There is a much bigger presence of guards, both station security for Pyramid Station Alpha, but also mixed in between them, there are actual on the ground armed BSU military personnel. They wear green jumpsuits that are they would blend into a variety of areas. They're not quite camouflage, but they're like a muted green, with helmets on, weapons not drawn but easy reach, and what specifically Zero's looking out for is if they are paying any attention to you guys in particular. And Zero, you notice that they are not in any way paying attention to any individual. They are more supervising the populace as a whole. They don't interact with anyone. They don't seem to be actively doing anything. They've just been dispersed throughout the industrial dome. And this being just on the lower levels of Pyramid Station Alpha, it's not a particularly violent dome. This level of security is absolutely unnecessary. So it stands out to you guys, is more what I wanted to draw attention to. As you guys make your way to the hallway, gain access, and take like a longish elevator ride up to Central Dome, which is on the second tier of Pyramid Station Alpha. And yeah, you guys head over. Are you guys going to? You have two stops up here. You have Alden Stoyer, the magistrate who you sort of completed a job for, and you have Archie, who Patrick is kind of ushering you guys towards.
I would first like to see my personal namesake. That's far more important to Raishorin.
We also don't have the book on our person at the moment.
That was the plan.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the plan. Mostly because heightened security, we don't know the best way to get it to him. So we should probably at least kind of touch base with them, say, hey, we got everything, and move on.
Man, everyone's losing their accents tonight.
No, I was an accent. Yeah, I was. I did not say an ah. Not a single one.
Not a single one. All right, so you guys heading over to...
Go ahead and replay that.
What?
Nothing. Go on. Move on.
Let me rewind.
You guys go to Archie's first?
Yes.
All right, so Archie, his previous shop was a little rundown shop, which he's still maintaining on, I think that was Industrial 2 is where his shop was located. And as you guys approach, or rather as Patrick leads you to the next area, it is a much more upscale location. It's got a large amount of space. It does not have actual access. There's no docking for this area. So if they were doing Starship specific repairs, they're likely still doing it in the lower level domes, which is probably why he kept that shop open. That being said, it looks like a nice state-of-the-art facility. It is clean, and it up top, like in big letters, as I think you could probably fit on this wall front. It says Archie's, and on a really tiny, almost as if it was printed on a Word doc size font. This is basically size 12, maybe. I'll give you 14. It says a Reich Oren LLC affiliate.
I ignore everything else and I point to the sign. Guys, it's working.
Miller ignores it.
Archie.
I don't think Brawl actually sees it.
No, probably not.
Bro, I'm gonna need a perception check right now.
Okay, well here it goes. Y'all ready for another 2?
At 20.
No. Oh, that's 16.
Slightly above average.
All right, fine. As you guys enter the shop, you guys land a kind of little waiting area, and there's a customer shelf. And standing behind the customer shelf is your friend Archie, the Shirin that you guys saved many moons ago from some goblin and halfling trouble. And he lifts one of his arms in greeting, and he kind of waves you guys to the desk. And as you approach, he holds up a finger specifically at Rye, but it's aimed at the group in general. And he says, I don't have much time to talk. I am working on some very exciting new projects, and based on that broadcast, I think I have to finish them quickly. I just wanted you guys to know I have found a way to solve your ship's shape problem. I will have my crew head down there presently to add a couple of accoutrements to your ship, and now it will be at least slightly indistinguishable from the base model that you guys, I assume, stole.
Ooh, I like that word, accoutrement. That sounds like it's going to look good.
Thanks, Archie.
I've had to class up my act since arriving in Central Dome, and I'm doing my best.
So, how is Central Dome treating you? completely forget, as Rye, what accent he had when talking to Archie, and is now remembering that he was talking in a southern accent with Patrick. So now he is doing the southern accent still.
You need to have a literal notebook for you, Patrick, with accents next to names. I have one, but I just can't remember how to do the southern twang right now. It is completely lost. I've actively been practicing Irish on the drive past couple of days, and then didn't end up using it. But that's it'll come in later. All right. And you asked him how Central is treating him. I've only been here for about 2 weeks-ish. I was really kind of you to send over the extremely, and Patrick is like looking over the wares in the back, affordable help in the form of your gullible friend. However, maybe next time clear it with me first before you hire people for my shop. However, I will say his dock controller experience has been extremely useful in some of my other business ventures.
Well, I would say we have one more, but he's actually on the ship right now, so I think he's staying with us.
Love to hear some more of those other business ventures that Ryshoren LLC also owns. But that's for another day.
For the record, Ryshoren LLC does not own Archie's, and he puts 2 of his hands up, keeping his smaller, more intimate hands clutched in. Archie's, however, we are willing to offer a smallish teeth, T-I-T-H-E. How do you say that out loud? Tithe? Is it tithe? Thank you. Don't mind me. I'm reading things that I didn't even write down, but that's fine. A smallish tithe for the privilege of the hall pass. You have given me access to a higher quality clientele, and therefore my rates have been able to go up, so I can afford a little recompensation. Also, if you keep getting in tabloids, that's like free advertising, so I don't mind that as well. Don't mind that either.
Not only that, but I have our first franchisee at some point in time, and I point over at Stevathan.
Oh, is he with us? I thought he was on the
No, he's not with us.
He's not with you guys. Not that Rye would necessarily have noticed, but he did wander off to go shopping.
I still point over into the general nothingness that is behind me.
It doesn't phase Archie. He's more or less used to your BS.
Yeah.
That's all. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up before some of my crew went down to your ship and starting adjusting things. It will be the same gnome that I believe you mildly offended last time, so please leave the crew alone. Yeah, and they should be done in a couple of hours because I've had it prepped and ready to go.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Archie. You've been a great help as always. And if you have any extra jobs for us, or you need something on the side, let me know.
Also, what might be the situation going on right now? Any idea what's actually happening? It seems like security is very tight. We had that broadcast just a couple of seconds ago. That's really entertaining. Almost like one of Rye's movies. Rye, did you make any movies yet?
Sort of.
Nope, leaving that one there.
No, it was explosive, if you know what I mean.
Man stares at lady.
I have never once insinuated anything.
Yeah, his famous video titled "Not in the Face" on Spornhub.
Oh my god.
I did not upload that to that site.
All right.
Broken.
I have completely lost track of what I was saying.
I had asked Archie about the state of affairs.
Oh, right.
Pistol.
His mood, which before was like professional and tight, becomes a little bit darker. Like his body shrinks in, and he kind of puts an elbow on the desk, and he says, "You know, I don't have any idea, except the border space military forces on the station and outside of the station. They were here before any such pronouncement was made, obviously. They're not on Pistol. I mean, that's not where the Arch Chancellor's residence is. So, got a couple questions for him, I guess. Why are the forces here now instead of further into the Border Space Union? And also, to broadcast on such a large spectrum through the drift either requires magic of a rather hefty amount or a pre-recorded message.
Do you have any knowledge of why all of the drift engines aren't working?
No, my crew was working on that. That happened a little bit before the Border Space Union showed up. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to them, and it was almost all at once. They just seem to have been fried. They've all become inert. There's no physical markings on them. I have never seen it before. You're not really supposed to be able to screw with drift engines. That's some serious tech.
Sure is.
Did this happen right before the Border Space Union popped up? Or showed up, rather?
No, it happened about maybe 2 or 3 days after the last time we spoke. I think it was either the day or the day after you guys left, or so Patrick tells me. The Border Space Union only got here maybe about 4 days ago, 5 days ago, so about a week or so in between.
Now, has it been affecting all drift engines or just select?
All the ships that were on the station at the time. We've had some ships come in after that haven't had any issues and have been able to come and go. So I don't really know the rhyme or reason behind it. I will say most of the trade for Pistol has shut down, and we've got a large number of unhappy folks in the lower levels.
And you said about a day or two after we left?
Is when the drift engine stopped working. Yeah, it could have been the same day. Wasn't super clear with Patrick. He's kind of bad with records.
Gotcha. Well, I think we'd best be getting on now. We got other people to see. But it was a pleasure talking to you, Archie. Thanks for all your help. Guys, let's go.
He waves absent-mindedly and is back to typing some stuff out on his data pad on his desk.
As soon as we're out of view and out of earshot from everybody.
Actually, as you guys are leaving, Patrick says, I'm going to hang out here, y'all. It was really nice seeing you. Please come on back by.
Yeah.
Laters.
Nothing, Patrick. No.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted when I wasn't.
Oh. I didn't know if you had anything to say to Patrick, to yourself as you left.
On my way out,
A big heavyset guy.
On my way out, without saying anything, I just tuck an autograph into his shirt pocket.
So as soon as we are all out of earshot, eyeshot, I don't know, away from everybody else who can listen in, I just kind of pull the group together and say, hey guys, do you think it might have anything to do with the thing we blew up on our ship? The thing that was supposed to, communicate between, cross drifts and all.
GM note.
Yeah.
That happened significantly longer than the time frame he gave you.
I thought soon as we stepped out, they hailed us.
No. You guys left Border Space Union. It took you 5 days to get to Revel.
Oh, right.
You were on Revel for about a day, and then it took you another 4 days. It was during the 4 days here that you encountered Sally, the pirate captain Sally. That's when the thing happened. So the timeline for that does not match up. I will GM the crap out of that.
All right, never mind then. But it could still be the same kind of technology that's going on. If somebody else has gotten their hands on, cross-drift communication, might have a lead on whoever created our ship.
I was thinking something similar, and I was wondering maybe if disabling that communications array on our ship might have alerted the Border Space Union somehow, as they no longer had communication with their stolen ship.
Could be.
I'm
Or
not.
was
I'm not. I just want to clarify. I'm not saying you are right. That timeline would make sense, though. Just so everyone in the viewers and know where the
Gotcha.
timeline is with that, because the days during the drift travel obviously passed really quickly in game. That would be about the right time, probably.
All right.
How long did RG say it was gonna take to do the modifications on the ship?
Couple hours,
A couple hours. Oh, that's
maybe a day, couple hours. He wasn't. I mean, whatever he says, you have to add double it because it's paid by the hour.
Sorry. So Rise thinking, to be completely honest with you, I don't think that we really have to worry too much about the politics here. We can just let's just make some money and head out. No one's really got any sentimental attachment to this place aside.
Miller raised his hand.
His
What?
tiny paw, actually.
Yes, Miller.
I mean, you're trying to speak for me, but I do have sentimental attachments here.
Okay, so one of us has a sentimental attachment here, but there's a whole multi-world. We can go anywhere. We can just make our money and head out.
Why are you still talking like that?
Like what?
Like you're talking to Patrick.
He's not here.
Patrick
Like,
is not there.
Well, no, I know that, but
I don't know that you know that.
yeah, no, I remember I slipped the autograph.
That doesn't mean anything to me, Patrick.
Well,
I know that you don't know that. I do know that, but I don't.
the idea is that he wasn't paying attention to who he was giving the autograph to. He just slid it in the pocket and kept going.
Okay. I like it.
Seeker takes an autograph out of his pocket.
Shoves one into Seeker's pocket.
All right. So, shall we see your magistrate?
I think that's a good idea.
Still with the accent.
And also, gotta get out of this accent before we approach the magistrate. There we go.
Here, let me stare at you a bit. Maybe that would help.
Don't do that.
That's damn unsettling, and I'm sorry the audio podcast can't experience that.
I look at Seeker and I say, Seeker, don't. I lock into his head, and Seeker.
Please stop.
Yes, right.
Stop it.
That was dumb.
That was really dumb.
Sorry, audio podcast.
I've never been happier. We're playing over cameras. Oh, I'm crying.
I
Okay.
completely forgot I have that ability.
I don't think I do. I'm a little jealous, and yep, okay.
All that just to say stop it.
You guys make your way through Central Dome. There's the same amount of security throughout. Again, you're seeing heavy presence of station security and Border Space Union military. This is a little bit more alarming. Brawl still doesn't notice, but everyone else picks up on the fact that Central Dome houses Central Tower, which is also the primary base for station security. So if any dome was more secure than this one, it's hard to come by. So the fact that there's additional security out is very unusual. And this is, again, one of the more modern domes. So there's also hovercraft and vehicles going kind of down the lanes. It's not really a street setup in the domes, but there are different lanes for traffic. And there are military vehicles in both areas, flying and on the ground. Not like tanks and stuff, but, squad
Cruisers.
cars and like pursuit vehicles, I guess is how I'd phrase it.
And scooters, oh my.
Sure, and scooters. Why not? You guys do make your way to Central Tower, which is the big monolithic structure that almost reaches the top of the dome. And I believe you guys are just going up to the elevator, right? You don't have any issues with you don't need to go see security, right?
Correct.
No,
Okay.
we have the pass, I believe.
I don't know if you would have set it up otherwise, but I believe only Seeker and Rye's fingerprints technically worked on the elevator.
That's
Yeah,
that's
good
These
point.
last-
To get to the office for the magistrate, that would make sense. I think that would have been lifted for all of you at this point.
Oh, I don't think they have a picture of Milla's face.
They do not. The
Yeah.
high-tech elevators you guys have been monkeying around. I will simply say, Rye, who has had no issues with it before, approaches. You guys get on the. I don't remember. Can you guys do group elevators, or is that one only for security? I think that was only for security. So you guys actually have to do the solo elevators. You guys do the same thing you did last time, which is
So Brawl's on my shoulders again.
Brawl's on your shoulders.
All
Brawl's finger, I think, is on there now.
Yeah, it was before.
And I think Zero. Were you also with the Yosoki? no,
no, I'd go by myself.
You did
'cause
yourself.
I
Yep.
don't need.
So the Yosoki, and then it would be Rai, and I believe Seeker. Were you guys in the same elevator, or do you guys do separate elevators?
I think we're in the same one.
Okay. Same traveling order. You guys all get up, no problem. You guys all put your thumbs on the pad. It takes a picture, a current picture, scans your thumb, and you guys all do have access to floor. I believe it was 42. That's
I
should be
think it was
easy one.
32. Actually, I thought it was in the low 30s.
Is the number important?
It might be, but I don't have that note in front of me. I thought I had made it 42 because that's easy for me to remember, but if not, that's fine. You head up to. You have access to the magistrate's floor. Let's just
Yeah.
go.
There you go. See that magistrate works.
Magistrate's floor. He was the only one on there, so that's fine. We'll just do that. On the way up, though, you guys do hear a like a ping in all the elevators with a message, and it says, "For everyone's information, the merchant's floor will be closing early this evening due to the questionable nature of the broadcast we just received. If you guys have any shopping you'd like to get done last minute, please come to the merchant's floor now and check out soon."
Brawl, hit that button. Hit that button. Brawl, hit the button.
Brawl hits the button. Boom!
Rob punches the button, which is enough with his little Yosoki fit. Actually, roll the hit. I need to see if you hit this thing.
13.
That's enough. Yeah, you're able to slap it with your little Yosoki fist. It's used to all sorts of abuse. There's a lot of different life forms that use these elevators, and some are less gentle than others. You guys make it up to like the elevator like screeches to a stop, or I don't remember if it's higher than the mattress floor or not. Either way, you get to the merchant's floor, which is where you'd have your weapons shop, your armor shop, your item shops, all in this large kind of marketplace style floor. Any of the other elevators also stopping at the merchant's floor after the notification?
I just wanted to buy a battery.
Well, that's basically what Milla's doing too.
I did all my shopping.
Well, yes.
That's what we're-
We have
list
to
really-
actually.
So we do
List-
stop.
List
Yes.
really quickly what you guys grab, just so the stream knows what you guys are purchasing. If anything good comes up, Miller, what'd you buy?
All right, so Milla sold off all the party's junk, distributed the credits, and picked up a new battery for his Zero rifle, the Frost rifle.
Is it
That's it.
okay? Seeker.
Seeker bought a battery.
Yeah, I did that one because I knew what you did. Brawl, did you purchase anything?
No, but I sent 500 credits home.
Okay. Zero.
Didn't buy anything.
Rye.
I intercepted Brawl's Western Union, and I took his 500 credits, and I bought pizza for strangers. Besides that, I picked up a Lashunta Temp Weave Basic, so a small armor upgrade with a upgrade slot, whereas before I just had mesh or something like that. And I sold my weapons because I got that Yeehaw gun.
Did we name that gun or not? I forget.
Oh, I have a name for it.
Oh, well, you didn't tell us though.
I did not tell you yet.
All right, I won't make you tell if you don't want to. Zero. In terms of your elevator access, nothing's changed. Zero. And have you? Did you purchase anything?
I didn't get anything now.
Okay. All right, you guys board back up onto the elevators. Not many shopping bags between you, and you guys head to the magistrate's floor. When you get out there, you walk out into, again, ornate waiting room. There are living plants. It's got some artificial lighting from a window. The window's there and you can look out, but the lighting itself is artificial, so they can kind of control it themselves. And then there's a large desk behind which you would normally see one of the folks that work in reception for Magistrate Stoyer. This time, however, it is Chimera, the magistrate's wife, who is another Lajunta, Demaya. So she's tall and fair, and Justin's already getting ready, I guess. She's a particularly attractive example of her race, and she looks a little bit miffed. She's dressed in travel clothes, so not the elegant gown wear that she was the last time you guys encountered her. She's more still fashionable, but ready to travel. So form-fitting clothes, looks well put together, and mildly annoyed as she's sitting against the receptionist's desk. There is no other receptionist in sight, and the door to Magistrate Stoyer's office is currently closed. As you guys approach, do you guys say anything before she notices you?
How do you pronounce her name one more time? Chimera?
Chimera.
Seeker does actually stare.
I make this gesture with my hands, which is kind of overly fanciful, but attempting to fit in with the upper class. In the process, I strategically cover Seeker's face with the back of my hand to hide the awkward staring as I telepathically say, "Chimera, lovely to see you again."
Her face perks up, and as she recognizes Rye and, despite the cover, Seeker, she telepathically back to both of you says, "My boys, how are you doing this evening?"
Hey guys, we gonna be doing anything yet?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic right now. Thank you for asking. How about you?
Verbally or
Telepathically.
Okay. Yeah, for the rest of the party, she does not actually deign to acknowledge Zero or the Ahsoki. And she says,
Are you guys doing
But you do
anything?
see... Huh?
Do you guys like physically do anything as you talk?
Oh,
You
we
do
are
see
just
my
staring at
circuits.
each other.
My circuits do go yellow as I'm saying to her telepathically, that is very nice to see you. I'm really happy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the magistrate if you guys are a little awestruck.
so
I-
as Miller steps forward,
Yeah, I wander
puts
off
up-
with Miller.
she puts up one elegant finger, looks down, very much down her nose at you, Miller, and says, "Just a moment while the adults are talking."
Oh, you don't want to do that to me, lady. You don't want to do that to me, lady. I'm here on business.
I respond to you directly. These friends of mine are not so.
You hold your tongue. You hold your tongue.
Any of this. This is telepathically. These friends of mine are not so advanced in the way of society or.
Out loud, she says, "They smell bad."
I slowly, without
Or
saying,
sorry, they smell badly. I guess her grammar would be more on point.
Yeah.
They smell badly.
without saying
Yeah,
anything,
because I do an ounce of work around here.
slowly start to look over in one of the rat's directions. But then I cover my stomach and I stop for a second.
Brawl just holds a finger up at Miller.
Then I look back. You are correct.
She breaks the telepathy, addresses the group, and says, anytime she's not looking at her two favorites, her voice kind of comes down and it seems a little less pleased. The magistrate and I are very busy. Is there anything I can do to get you out of here immediately?
Yeah, an audience with them. We only need 3 minutes. 3 minutes? 2 minutes. We got very important information for him.
We finished a job.
We finished a job.
She hones in on Seeker. Did you find the book?
We need to talk to the magistrate.
I'm already putting a bounty on your head, Yosoki, if you open your mouth one more time.
Ma.
She's while talking to Seeker, typing something on her data pad on her wrist.
Miller says typing something on his wrist too. And making eye contact.
Are you making a computer check to try and intercept her message by any chance?
Oh yeah.
I'd recommend it.
Okay.
17.
17.
Yeah.
She is not proficient at computers, so you do manage to see that she literally did send out a bounty notice to a group of bounty hunters that she has on retainer.
Okay.
You do catch that it was addressed to the Crimson Tri-Blades. Whether or not this name you guys do recall, I do not know, but you probably should. You do intercept it and delete it. However, Miller, as a character, you recognize that she at least is serious and either sadistic or annoyed. You don't know her well enough yet. Did you respond to her having the book?
I started to, and then Miller said that.
No, she still got the imperious finger up. Did you find the book?
First things first, try to get over Miller's stuff that he was doing, and I say, Miller, for telepathically, for all the stuff you gave me about being an ego, now is not the time, not this one. And then so my face is very stern, and then I snap back to her looking pleasant. We have indeed found an item of, we found the book.
Go in quickly. We're not staying for very long. You have very little time.
I do the whatever culturally appropriate acknowledgement is. And
Didn't we come up with one for Lashunta? Didn't you guys abuse me of this last time? Or was that the Yosoki that had like a cultural greeting?
Soki definitely have
Oh
one.
god, the spitting on
I
the
think
hand.
you did because I tried to reenact it, which is what I'm going to do right now. Is
if I
try to
remember
reenact
correctly,
it
it was like
poorly.
a super big bow with like a hand gesture and flailing and stuff like. Well,
Sure.
in this case, it was flailing.
Yeah, that's fair. Make a performance check, Seeker.
Ooh, I don't have performance.
I know.
Nobody does.
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
not a real
It's
thing,
true.
is it?
It's a profession. I'm sorry. Profession is what you have for that,
Do
right?
you want me to just do a charisma?
Yeah, sure. Diplomacy is fine. Either way would work.
8.
What?
8.
8 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still flailing as you do the bow. Like one foot becomes a little unsteady. Not because you're not dexterous enough to handle it. It's more so that you're trying to, I think, add artistic flair to the otherwise slightly mundane greeting, maybe. And you overdo it.
I catch him
As
as
planned.
I catch him as he bobbles, and I just lead him in towards the to the room with the magistrate.
Okay. As you guys approach the door, they open inwardly, and you have the glowering face of Justinian, I believe, pale human majordomo for the magistrate. He glares at the party. He's not your fan, if you remember from last time, and he simply ushers you in quietly to the back of the room.
On my way past, I say, I tap him on the shoulder. That was much easier now, wasn't it? And I don't acknowledge him anymore as I walk past him.
His face turns awful shades of scarlet.
I didn't see any of it. I walked by.
That's fair. Brawl didn't see it either because he can't roll for junk.
Damn.
Seeker tries to start talking to him. Like, oh, it's so nice to see you. As he's like kind of being dragged along. Like, okay, well, it's good seeing you.
That's fair. Could I get a perception check from Rye?
I beat the boops. Not great. 14.
That's enough. From the last time you were in the office, you pick up on 2 things. One, that it is much less furnished than last time. There are boxes on tables and on floors. There are paintings that were on the walls, or statues, or ornamentation have been all kind of packed and tucked away neatly into boxes. And Stoyer himself, Alden Stoyer, he's a Lashunta, but he is of the shorter, like broader, I cannot remember the other term, the not Demaya ones. And he's kind of brusquely stacking books from his collection into a box, and he looks much more flustered. That you pick up on mostly because of the fact that you're also a Lashunta, so you pick up on a little bit more of his mannerisms. Otherwise, he still looks to be, proper, firm, strong. You just catch that is a little bit of frayed tension underneath. And he does not acknowledge you guys as you approach because he's busy stacking books into a box gently.
All right, then I take this time. Is there one of those boxes near me?
Yeah, sure.
I drop the spip in.
Perfect. And could you remind the listeners what that is?
Oh yeah, it's a one-way communication device. I can now spy on whatever's in this room, audibly at least.
Do we decide on a range on that?
We did not.
Shouldn't be very big. I think 10 feet is fine. And we can boost that later if we need to, but 10 feet gives you enough in this room that you'd hear everything reasonably.
So all right, so 10 feet around the area?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
A 10-foot radius of wherever you drop the spip.
Cool.
Not including the spip space, just to make it easy. I don't care.
Sure.
So yeah, you get most of the room's big, but it's enough that you got it in the important part as to where people would be speaking. And anyone else do anything while the magistrate is basically ignoring you guys?
Yeah, so I don't quite enjoy being ignored. So I immediately start in with, well, I certainly hope you have an extra space for the recently acquired rare tome that you had put us on to.
He looks up slowly. Chris, open the book pages away from your microphone.
I am pretty far away from it.
I can hear it.
God damn it.
I thought we were meeting Chris's NPC right there.
No. You didn't recognize your NPC, Nick?
I guess I wasn't paying attention enough.
Stellar guy? Awesomeness dude? He was at the Stellar's place? No, dude. The broadcaster was you.
Oh.
Oh.
The niche, the niche network? Come on.
No, no. I didn't. My perception, I really just didn't pay attention. It's like, hey, yeah, whatever.
Ears jammed in real
Have
life.
to go back and watch it.
You will likely be seeing him again. You just don't. There's no interaction with that character this episode, but I think in the next one you might. Maybe spoilers. So Stoyer looks up. He does a quick swipe of his eyes, it's like to kind of collect like his facial hair because he's got the slightly longish beard mustache combo, but he keeps it well groomed. So he's kind of just composing his face with one like hand over, and in a move probably familiar to Rye from like the stage, like one face goes through the hand, another face, a composed and ready face comes out, and he says, "So you have my book."
I have the book.
I'm not sure what you mean by changing my phrasing to your phrasing. However, that's wonderful. I have a very quick question for you. I don't have any time to parlay with you guys right now, but I'm very happy to pay you and take the book off your hand. What happened to my courier ship? Give me a sense motive, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Sense Mo. 25.
You catch the stutter on courier ship. It's a little bit less smooth than his other kind of language would be. He knows very well that the ship that was carrying the book was not a courier ship, which is what he had disguised it as when he sent you guys on the job.
Right. I inform him. I simply say, well.
I'll accept that because you have the book.
It crashed. Right? And everybody died on it.
Yeah.
And we're turned into zombies.
Yeah.
I thought my way was a little bit nicer.
Which is what I'm kind of afraid that this book is going to do. What is your... What are your plans with the book again?
It is for collecting purposes, and I keep said tomes as far away from prying eyes as I can.
Sense
Okay,
mode.
that is a very good idea, because
9.
I'm just worried if reading this book is very bad. Just, it turned an entire space station, actually it turned a camera into a necromancer. Who knew that could happen? I didn't know.
That sounds like a wonderful tale for another time. As you can see, I'm in the process of packing. I will happily put that in secure storage, and I will send it to my personal museum where these things belong on Castrovel. If you wouldn't mind, I will take the book from you now, and we can commence payment.
So
I wanted to sense motive on that. I got a
Yeah,
17.
17 as well.
I did as well, and I got a 9.
I'm not even trying.
Rye
Nope.
doesn't notice anything. The others, however, are pretty sure that he is misrepresenting his relationship with the book. His motives are not as he's showing. What was that, Zero?
His intention, like, from what we could tell, does it seem more like he intends to use it as opposed to storing it?
Storing it definitely isn't his interest. I'll say that you can get that much from it, and the thing other than storing would probably be using. So you can probably draw that assumption, and I'd be okay with that.
What was the name that I kept hearing? It was Thorn?
Thune.
Thune. Look, I don't know what you plan to do with it, but
As
let's
soon
crack
as
this
he
thing
starts
open.
talking like that, I just kind of cover my eyes at the way that everyone's just treating this magistrate like.
This thing is straight up evil. So I don't know what you're looking to do with it. Does the name Thune ring a bell at all? Because every time I hear Thune, it's ringing the bells in my head.
He says Thune is.
Yeah.
Guys, this is how supervillains are made.
I'm
Just saying.
familiar. The book you acquired for me was the Book of Thune.
Why you say it like that?
Why are you speaking to me?
Everybody else is.
This is awful.
I'm appalled by that as well. He's got
Right? These people don't seem to appreciate you very much.
Did you say that to Rye?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he appreciate. I look down and I say, "Oh, this isn't my fault."
My Yosoki for acquaintance.
Acquaintance is good.
Acquaintance. Do you honestly care? I'm willing to pay you a large sum of money for a book you do not want to use and you do not want to keep on you.
How much money are we talking?
Whatever I previously agreed upon, you'll have to touch base with my secretary for exactly what that amount was, because it was insignificant for me.
Let's see. Wipe out an entire planet. Largest sum of money.
Sounds like a deal to me.
I've never said I'm going to wipe out a planet. What kind of monster do you take me for?
I don't know. I mean, I thought a camera was pretty insignificant too.
Are you inferring that you think I'm insignificant?
No, and not in the least. Which that's actually what scares me further.
Think of it this way then. This camera had limited memory and processing capability.
That's exactly what scares me.
I'm not limited by whatever idiocy a
I
mutant
know.
falls into.
I mean, just
An artifact of this type of power in somebody's hands that has power of, say, a magistrate and wealth and everything, could be quite scary.
What
When
exactly
did
do
you
you
see
think?
this book? When did you open it? When did you read it?
When did I read it?
Yeah.
I've never seen this book before.
Sense motive.
Sure. Maybe don't yell that. Maybe don't yell that at him. Sense motive.
Actually says sense.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
I'll roll him a bluff check, but that's not good.
I got an 11.
Zero. Miller, you can't tell. Like
Nope.
his like mood has dropped so much, and the fact that he's like very fiercely talking to you as if there was nothing he'd rather be doing less than speak with you.
Thune?
With Miller.
Thune? Oh yeah.
No,
I'm in character.
Oh,
Thune?
okay. He's ignoring that. Zero, you're pretty sure that at least what he's saying now is on the up and up.
Even Seeker tried, but did not sense
I'm
motive
not
at
even
all.
gonna roll because I failed my previous one, so I don't really.
Wow, we're all really bad at this.
He crosses his rather thick arms. Do you want the money or not?
I would very much like to complete this transaction. We do not have the book on us for obvious reasons. We will have to continue this at another time. But I did want to convey that we do, in fact, have the book for trade.
I will send you back to your ship, I assume is where the book is? Yes?
We can.
It's in a secure location, actually.
We can meet at a neutral location to finish the transaction.
Or I send you with some of my men now. They get the book from you. They pay you. And I never see any of you again.
I will see you at a neutral location.
Is that how it's going to be?
This is for both safety and security. This is not trickery.
Sure, yeah. I can't guarantee your safety on the station. So best of luck getting back to your ship.
Sense motive?
I'm going to give you that one for free. Threatening you.
Oh, he's threatening me. Okay.
100%.
Can't wait. Brawl wants to try something.
Yeah. Like, you're going to roll perception to see if you notice?
Nope.
He's gonna intimidate back.
Yep. That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
22.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Just a little bit of a flex. Urgh.
Let me take a quick look and see what his...
But
That's not bad.
Imposed.
You are speaking to a politician, so he's going to try and counter, and he gets significantly higher than 22. He is not intimidated at all. He's not. I guess you know what? He'll roll intimidation against you guys. Can I have you guys make a check for? I guess let's call it a will save.
This is an intimidation. There's
Yep.
a
20.
counter check.
What was that?
20 for me.
There should be a counter check to intimidation.
Oof, 7.
Is there a counter check for intimidation? Would it just be your intimidating?
No, it's where is it?
I like how he goes off screen to find it. It's like he's actually like looking.
There should be like a composure check or something.
Well, that's why I said will. I figured
Yeah.
will would be
Yeah, that's what I
your
was thinking.
maintaining composure. I'm not punishing you guys in any way. You're not going to get any negatives. It's just I'm going to affect your character's mood if you fail.
Yeah, I found it, but there's a lot of reading there. What did you want me to roll?
Just make it a quick will save.
Will save. It's this plus 3.
Anyone get higher than a 27?
Oh no!
I couldn't possibly beat that anyway.
Yeah. Again, politician. He has almost no physical combat stats himself. He's more of a wry character, actually. And he's been doing this for a little bit. You guys are, in terms of your mood, you're going to be getting a little bit paranoid if you leave this area without meeting his demands, ? Because you will be looking over your shoulder as you leave this dome. It'll be a small negative to perception checks, not that Brawl cares.
Seeker telepathically talks to everybody in the group. Should we just kill him now?
I say nothing, but my face just goes. What?
Yep. I'm in the same boat. Just like
What color are your circuits?
I'm concentrating very hard not to make them
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Make a seeker save.
And actually, let me rephrase that. Should we kill him now?
Wow.
Oh. No, that's the answer is no.
no.
I don't condone murder.
So I look at Alden's story.
That's
and I say,
unfortunate.
clearly, this has not gone well. I still have every intention of completing the deal.
I do too. I'm a businessman. I'm just trying to make you see reason. Not that it's any point to a politician, but what was our final price?
I forget. I think it was it 5,000 credits or was it something more?
We actually didn't come up with a price. He said that it would be worth our efforts.
Oh, right. How much danger you guys went through.
Yeah.
Let's see. He quickly reviews a data pad, and he looks at who hasn't offended him yet.
0.
Points at 0. He points at 0. You, the one I don't recognize. Give me a small recount of your troubles to get this book. I will give you a final offer for purchasing, and based on that, we can either end this amicably or not.
So first, our travels took us to Revel, where we were greeted inhospitably by the locals who despise technology beyond belief. Then we had to trounce through a swamp filled with zombies. We found a ship that led us to Pyramid Station Beta. That entire station was also filled with zombies. And then there was also the Necromancer camera droid that had
All
a
right.
bunch of brains that were also using magic.
Could I have you make a diplomacy check, and I will have everyone else roll perception.
25 for me.
Nope.
Ooh,
I got an 11.
What was that, Justin?
19.
Justin and Seeker and Miller. You notice that as Zero recants this tale, he doesn't nothing phases him at all, and you almost get to think that the thought that, especially with the mention of the undead being completely unfazed to him, he might have expected something like this. So the tale didn't. Wow, was that a 7?
Yep.
All right. It sounds like you met with
diplomacy.
No, he picked on you kind of on purpose. I'm willing to give you $5,000, which I believe was the originally agreed upon price for finding the ship. I will give you 7,000 credits more for your troubles.
Deal.
And Miller kind of perks up a little.
Zero is actually a little disappointed in the both of you because he expected you guys to haggle.
That's fine. Your disappointment can't buy me coffee. This can buy me a lot of coffee.
If we have an accord, I will send my men with you now with the pre-designed cred stick. You will transfer a book to my Major Domo Justinian, and we will never see each other again.
I like that.
I want to do one more sense motive on that to find out if
I got you. No, I got you. Roll it.
14.
I'll have him roll he's rolled absolutely awful on his bluffing. His intimidate was on point. You are actually pretty sure that that's exactly how he wants it to happen. And maybe when you're thinking about this, you'll kind of remember that he's only ever wanted the book. He's got no negative actual thoughts towards you guys, except for the fact that you might be an obstacle between him and the book. He's, again, made no negative actions towards you other than sending you on a relatively dangerous mission unprepared. But
that's why I don't have any problem with this and everything. I basically walked in, like assuming this was going to be quick. I say this, he says this, we agree on a place to meet, and we do the drop. And then everyone around me, with the exception of Zero, thank you, Zero, or Mike, everyone around me just turn this into a thing.
I expected the thing. That was Justin's whole
Yeah.
idea from the beginning. So I have, I think, 2 votes for yay. I need to see a party vote to see if you guys are selling this book.
My vote might be a magic missile to the face. I'm heavily debating it.
I believe
They
that's
are doing something behind the party's back later, but yes.
it's 4 votes right now for selling the book with Justinian accompanying you guys back to the ship. Seeker, you're the only one who hasn't voted.
I do not vote.
You abstain?
I abstain.
Do you need to roll for?
I vote against. I mean, verbally, I don't say anything, but my vote is against.
Do you have to roll a Seekerism?
No.
Okay.
No,
You're
that's too bad of an idea to just magic missile this guy in the face.
All
So,
right. It's good to know that even
That's
Seeker
very,
has his boundaries.
huh?
It's good to know that even Seeker has his
He's not
boundaries.
100% impulsive, just 99% impulsive.
Miller kind of looks at Rye and telepathically, because he has the circlet, says, "Hey, maybe you should push for 10,000 instead of 7,000. I mean, I almost did get melted by a dragon. Ken, but he doesn't like me. He won't talk to me."
My sense, based off of his saying final offer and all of this impatience, leads me to believe that haggling is probably not the best idea, and this is a big
He's
payday.
desperate.
Yeah, but also we were fully convinced that the threat was legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
To think otherwise would be metagaming like crazy. Are you talking in character or how?
Oh yeah, I'm talking in character.
He's telepathying you with the mind circlet.
Sorry. Honestly,
Telepathy?
at this point in time, we don't want that. We want to get rid of it. This is a quick way to make a lot of money and just scram.
All right, we can make even more.
He breaks into both of your thoughts.
He could do that.
Yeah,
as a
you're in a
Lashunta?
politician's office
Yeah.
where secrets aren't really a good idea. And he says, I will pay you an additional 10,000 on top of the 5,000, making the total 15,000. Stop cluttering my office with your thoughts and your bodies and be gone. Also, if the 2 of you interact with my wife again without me present, I will have at least 3 fingers. I will let you choose which 3.
Where are your fingers going?
All right, let's go. Let's go. We got our money. Let's get out of here.
We walk out.
Had you guys met him in a neutral spot, that would not have been something that he could have done. Not that it would have been easy to get him out of his office.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys leave, Chimera slips something into, it's like a little scrap piece of note into both Seeker and Rye's hands.
Okay.
I read it
I pocket it.
23. Did Miller see it?
when I can.
I'll read
Was she trying to do this subtly?
It wasn't super subtle. I gave her no bonus to her sleight of hand. It was just a d20 with her natural dex, I guess. No, you totally see it.
Can I sleight of hand read it?
Do you really think Seeker would, or do you think he'd read
I
it? while
have sleight of hand as a skill, so
No, I don't. I feel like that isn't something you'd really worry about.
I feel like right now this is serious Seeker, so
Okay, make me a roll for sleight of hand reading it.
25.
Yeah, you're able to. You actually beat, I think, Miller's roll on that. So she hands it to you, and you kind of, put it into your pocket. You read it. It is the birth and departure time of her personal ship. It is leaving sometime tomorrow morning.
I'll read mine when I get out of the room.
It'll say the same thing.
I quickly send a telepathic message to her.
While you're still in the office?
You want to lose?
He already said he's doing it.
Digits.
No, I don't. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that the place is slightly shifted, but it's still in the offices.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
And it's just gonna simply say, do you want a way?
I immediately interrupt.
I don't think you can interrupt telepathy.
Yeah, I'm not even. You wouldn't even know I'm doing it.
Also, good point.
Private, yeah.
Just something simple like, are you trying to get out of this?
I'm so sorry. She telepathies back. No, I'm trying to have you come in.
Oh. Weird. Alright, I just keep going.
Goes from yellow to green.
Yeah, all right. So you guys, Justinian does after a second follow you, and he is actually being pursued by a couple of station security guards that do have like a little, like under their name tag, a little mark that just says magistrate guard. And do you guys stop anywhere on the way? You guys are on the way back to the Indecision on Industrial 2.
Industrial 1.
I'm so sorry, Industrial 1. You are correct.
As we're walking, I would like to telepathically talk to everybody. You guys are still really serious about selling this thing?
It's on my home planet.
After seeing what he said back there?
Yeah, but I'm a businessman.
I don't think I can actually respond telepathically to you unless it works like a two-way thing.
You can react.
Yeah, little. Yeah, you can do like a sentence.
The way I understand it, just for future clarification, is that those of us who have limited telepathy, we can open up a channel of communication and we maintain it, almost like I invite you into.
Kind of like how telephones used to work.
Right.
Sure. Yes.
I have a family to support.
Is that the first time you've mentioned that to the group, or did that come up on the ship?
Mentioned it to Miller. No,
I already knew from
I'm
our
pretty
history
sure he
together
brought it
anyways.
up when we kind of all talked about sharing the future funds.
That's why I didn't lose my gourd when he stole money.
Right, because you found that out about that separately. It wasn't quite stealing; it was omitting.
Did you not see him when we mentioned Thune?
Oh, I know.
That doesn't
He's
worry you in the slightest?
Oh, it
Did you
does.
guys ever actually tell the rest of us about that?
Yeah. No, we absolutely did.
Yeah.
As we're walking, just
I'll allow it retroactively.
silently, I just say, "Last time I checked, Seeger, you're an artist, not a policeman."
But I'm not an idiot. That's the thing. Which is
he said Justinian
Huh?
has the cred stick with him.
Justinian is walking with you guys, which is why you're being in your telepathying. Yep, that's the word I'm using now.
And
Telepathing.
am I picking up on Brawl suggesting? No.
There are
There-
armed guards as well.
There's a simple solution to this. After we've given them the book, we simply inform either station security or I don't think we want to, but we could inform the Border Space Union and they could just simply intercept him.
We just give him the book. We take our money, and we go.
If we have to deal with this again later on, I'm seriously... Yeah.
It's all right. Maybe we'll find another dungeon to loot.
We'll charge him a cleanup fee.
Did Justin just freeze?
No, I was
He's
spazzing out.
holding his breath to avoid a temper tantrum.
Yeah, I just got a note that my internet connection is unstable. That's fine.
Nice.
as you guys are making your way across, you guys are just kind of walking. You're not rushing. You're not going very fast, and it is a decent chunk. It's a decent distance. It's probably a couple of miles walking to get back to the hallway.
Mhm.
So you guys are walking for. You probably get close to the edge of the dome. Maybe we'll say you walk for about an hour. No, that wouldn't take you long to walk an hour. You walk for about 30 minutes, and a klaxon alarm begins going off in the station. And accompanying this large, resounding, or loud, resounding klaxon alarm, uh, watching the edge of the dome, it looks like the dome's actually getting a little bit smaller. The glass is starting to be obscured by darkness coming up from below. And it's not until it gets a little bit higher that you realize that there's actually a metal covering sliding up the glass exterior of the dome, or I guess interior of the dome is how it would actually do. And it's basically a metal dome nesting underneath the glass. And you guys probably have some background knowing that this is a security measure when the station is either under attack or in threat of some sort of impact, or just in general data. This is one of the emergency preparedness things. And a message over the intercom blares and says, oh, what is this? Yeah. It's just a recorded voice, and it said, Pyramid Station Alpha is on lockdown. Your patience is expected and appreciated. More soon. And that repeats about 3 times in every 5 minutes. Do you guys have any reaction to that?
That can't be good.
Were we still in
Figures.
Central Dome, or were we in?
You're in Central Dome, yeah. You haven't quite made it to the hallway, and all you heard was like the kind of like a sort of like an elevator, almost as the metal kind of slowly climbed up, and then like a echoing clang as it makes a new dome over you, which makes the entire dome dark until running lights appear on the interior of this metal surface. It is much darker. You're now basically in like a warehouse that's poorly lit, as opposed to a sunny park that you guys are strolling through.
Mhm. At this point here, I mean, I should probably, I do want to touch base with Sal. Yeah, I'm gonna give Sal a call.
Yep. I don't know if you were expecting this, but as you open up your data pad in the communication app, you get a communication blocked signal.
Great. Can I try to, hack by it, or
Yeah, make me a computer check.
21?
Let me give a quick roll. You are able to get a text message out,
Mhm.
but you realize that's only because the full protocols haven't been completed yet. They're still running in the background. You do have the big thing that you actually get from that roll, other than the text message I'll let you get out, is the location of this jamming is coming from Central Towers station security.
All right. So you said I get a text message out?
Yeah, you can shoot a quick text message out. It's a one-way street, though.
All right. I'm gonna send it to Sal. Central Dome on lockdown. We're stuck. Help possibly needed. And I put a little question mark at the end.
And I'm assuming you attach like really brief instructions on how to reply, and I'll see if he's able to computer his way into it. Yeah, he has a quick reply for you. It just says in like poor writing, not spell checked at all, like the SpongeBob meme. It's not just Central Dome.
Great. All right. So hey guys, this is throughout the entire station. Even what was it? Industrial 1? That's where he is, right? Industrial 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Even Industrial 1's having problems too.
Looking back at the station security guys following us, Zero's going to ask them, will you be able to get us through checkpoints?
They look panicked, and one of them has actually stepped away and is furiously trying to talk into a wrist data pad, but is clearly not getting a symbol by his frustrated mannerisms.
What is Justinian doing?
Justinian is gotten paler, if possible, and he's looking at the security guards. Let's be are you not useful for anything? What does the magistrate pay you for? Fix this! Fix it now! They all seem to be in a state of panic. And perception checks.
Okay.
Oh,
14. I can't roll above
Oof.
14 today.
18.
12.
I rolled a 10. I rolled the lowest I could possibly do for perception.
Justin.
I get 8.
Okay. Seeker is maybe entranced by the way the lights appeared on the thing, because it wasn't quite in like a natural order of how they appeared. Maybe it was an encoded signal. Maybe it was just beautiful light art. Everyone else rolled 10 or higher notices that the only folks not having a moment of panic, not quite hysteria yet, but a moment of panic, are the Border Space Union military personnel. Even the station security that you saw mixed in with the just walking around the corners and the streets, they're surprised. The military personnel shows no response.
So
Does
we can
anybody have their
expect
weapons drawn?
No weapons drawn.
No weapons drawn.
we can expect that there's never any like drills of this happening. Where,
That's actually a good question. You guys haven't been on there long enough to know for sure. If there were drills, though, they were at least communicated better than this one.
Gotcha.
Question, and probably is the answer, but not during your tenure.
Hey, guys, we still got a job to finish. Do you think you could get us through here?
One of the security guards. Let's go to the hallway. I guess. Yeah, as long as the hallway is still open, we can probably get through. I guess.
During a lockdown, will the hallway still have access? Or does that
really-
lockdown only?
It really depends. They didn't issue a protocol number when they initiated the lockdown. If it's just for a drill, they keep the hallways open. If it is for an external emergency, they keep the hallways open. If it's an internal threat, they would shut it down. So I don't know. Usually there should be an announcement happening nowish. And as he says that, an announcement does not come. However, the video screens, the same ones that you had at the previous broadcast, again, they're throughout the dome, on top of buildings, corner of buildings, on the different computer ports throughout the station. Where is this? I thought I had notes for this conversation as well, but maybe I don't. Here we go. The Derlith, the Kasatha, comes back on screen. This time the background has changed. It's him standing. He looks much more rugged. His clothes, which otherwise were nice, well kept in military uniform, are a bit tattered and singed. And one of his forearms is across his body in a clean white sling. And behind him is the drow you know is Mister, but was given the name
Borami.
Yeah, Boremi, thank you. Boremi Jason. And he looks unperturbed. He looks aloof, as you guys remember him. His physicality hasn't changed. That's it. It's just those two. Derlith begins to speak. I bring dark tidings to my fellow members of the vast community made up by the Border Space Union. As a result of the treachery and eventual death of the Arch-Chancellor, it appears that an extremist faction of some kind has begun some sort of heinous response. I am afraid to tell you that Pyramid Station Alpha has been lost. A bioorganic plague was released simultaneously into all of the domes in an effort to eliminate the Border Space Union leadership still present that we had relocated when we uncovered the Arch-Chancellor's treachery. My friend from the Jason clan had been undercover in Pyramid Station Alpha up until just days ago. We had gotten wind of something going on, some sort of insurgents, but the loss of life in this attack is catastrophic and unimaginable. The brave members of the station security force were able to seal the station and prevent the spread of this plague, bravely sacrificing themselves in the process. The sacrifice of these members will not be in vain. Retribution will be enacted upon the corrupt and cowardly packed worlds. You have my word. More on this in a more official channel and conference will come soon. I apologize for once again abusing your time like this. Thoughts and prayers with Pyramid Station Alpha. And it disconnects.
How many likes did that video get?
A significant
Not enough. Not enough, though.
significant number.
How many retweets?
How many likes until Jesus does something?
I'm not sure, but the crowds watching it were the biggest ever.
Zero is going to do something stupid or potentially stupid.
What does Zero do?
During that, he attempts to steal the cred stick from the Justinian.
Oh, jeez.
Assuming
I
he
was actually gonna tell someone to do that.
No.
Oh boy.
Ooh, have Brawl do it.
Miller,
Yeah.
do you have a stealth roll?
What's that?
Do you have any sort of stealth bonus?
Yeah.
Make a roll to assist Miller as you kind of try and distract Justinian if his eyes are riveted off of the screen.
I assume you mean make a roll to help Zero, not myself.
Yeah. No, you're assisting Zero. Zero,
sleight of
I want
hand.
you to make
Okay.
a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to.
Wow, I am Brawl today.
Can I attempt
Really?
to help with sleight of hand as well?
Well,
Would
first-
Seeker be aware of that going on?
Here's the thing.
I don't
Can you
know.
help someone if you don't know that he's gonna do a thing.
Yeah.
That's why I gave Miller the option, because Miller was going to suggest it. So
Mhm.
instead, he tried to be an accomplice. In terms of that, would you roll, Zero?
14. So I rolled a
14?
goddamn 2.
He's
Oh,
going to roll
jeez.
perception. It's all right. It's Justinian. He's not very perceptive. He rolled a 3.
Hey.
He does not have a high enough bonus. Yeah, you're able to. It's also like in like a bit of a little. You know what? He's wearing a fanny pack, and inside the fanny pack,
Justin would wear a fanny pack.
you're able to
Totally.
you even sneak a hand across and unzip it a little bit, and you were able to stick a couple fingers in there, come away with the cred stick you saw him put in his fanny pack, and you surreptitiously whatever that word's too long. You stick it in your sleeve.
Out of curiosity, how many of you see this?
That's what
I don't intend to keep it for myself anyways. I'm just curious.
Everyone
Well,
roll perception. Miller is going to get a freebie on that one, so Miller does notice.
Oh
He
my
stuck
god,
fingers in
and
his
that 20
fanny
Brawl
pack.
notices something!
It's because it's money related.
I'm almost tempted to make Brawl roll a stealth check to make sure he doesn't do one of these.
Just. I'll do it.
No,
Stuck
I don't want you
fingers
to fail. I can't take that.
in his
Justin,
fanny pack.
Justin, back to your cave. All right. Yeah, you are able to pilfer the cred stick from Justinian. What's your next step, guys?
So we kind of have a problem here. You know, we have this guy here saying that Pyramid Station Alpha is under some sort of biological attack. Is that first off to GM? Am I clear in thinking? Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think we're in any sort of danger right now. So of course, there's something else going on here.
Where did that broadcast appear to be from? Was it from on station?
I know that that the whole jamming thing is coming from the central tower.
That's the jamming thing, which isn't tied to the broadcast.
Okay.
The broadcast
Mhm.
was in a nondescript location. However, again, he was last time supposedly on the home world of the Border Space Union, which I have somewhere written down twice. I don't remember the name of the planet. I will search for that while you guys continue to discuss. Presumably, the Durlith would be on the same planet as the home world of the Border Space Union still.
So just so I understand what I heard in that video, because
Yep.
I might have misheard you.
Sure.
They just announced that our station is locked down because of
Biological warfare.
Biological warfare.
It actually sounds
already
more like they
being
said
done.
we're already dead.
Yeah.
That was not a broadcast to Pyramid Station Alpha, which I
Right.
think you guys picked up on. That was a broad spectrum
Yeah.
message that went out to you.
Everybody.
Assume
They're
everybody.
they're implying we're already dead.
Correct.
They're probably trying to incite a station-wide panic.
No, they're announcing something that they haven't yet done, but will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're also announcing their intention to destroy this entire station as an
Station-wide
excuse to start
panic.
a
Is
war.
looking
No,
around? Is it
They
start?
don't care about panic. They care about starting a war and just they're gonna obliterate this station.
So looking around, does it look like people are starting to panic now?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What are the Border Space Union soldiers doing?
So they're getting swarmed by the populace, who are again. It's a cosmopolitan dome that you guys are in. So there are Kasatha, Vesk, humans, dwarves, Shirin, all different races coming out, breaking off into clusters and swarming these military personnel, just badgering them with questions. And the military personnel have just kept a stoic face the entire time. They're in military garb. They've got helmets that cover at least half their faces. They've got, maybe mouths visible, Judge Dredd style. And they are also a variety of races. There's not one particular breed that you can kind of pick out from under the helmets. But right now, their response is to have no response.
I've got to think.
Yeah. Yeah. And is there one around that looks like he's relatively higher up in authority?
Probably also being swarmed.
Make a perception check.
That's fine if he's being swarmed. I just need to see one. Please.
Hey, and that 20.
24.
There is one there now. Their uniforms are nondescript, other than the fact that they are Border Space Union. There is one individual who is being almost sheltered by a couple other Border Space Union personnel. Otherwise, everyone else is on their own individually. So this kind of figure has like a bit of a breaker in between him and the crowd.
Once per day.
Yep. Oh, I know what you're doing.
Oh, you already know?
Well,
Of course. Yeah.
tell us, right?
Yeah, once per day I have the ability to detect thoughts.
You haven't used it yet, but it's a racial ability.
I haven't needed to. I could have used it there, but there was so much stuff going on. I figured with the guy, Alden Story or whatever his name, Alton Brown there, I'd figure it out. So it's at will. Hold on, I gotta pull up the page. I apologize for that.
That's fine. It's the first page of the Lashunta race.
Do you have?
I don't have it up. I'm looking for if I can find the planet's name. I've got the name Renata here, but I don't think that. I think that's the family name. That's not, or that's
I
Kuna
gotcha.
Renata.
What?
Well, no, I have the Lashunta thing up.
Okay.
What is it called?
Oh,
detect thoughts.
detect thoughts. Yeah,
262.
I'm on there right now. Supernatural abilities. Sorry, the PDF I have is very spell-like abilities. The main difference is that you get that function very much like spells. So, is there a detect thoughts spell?
Yes, there is.
And it
I'm
works
looking
the
that up
same.
right now.
Okodia. Okodia was the name of the capital of the Border Space Union, the capital planet.
Detect thoughts. Range 60 feet. One standard action. Will negates concentration up to 1 minute per level. You detect the surface thoughts of intelligent creatures around you. The amount of information revealed depends on how long you study a particular area or target. First round, you detect the presence or absence of thoughts from conscious creatures that have an intelligence scores of at least 1. Round 2, you detect the number of thinking minds and the intelligence score of each. The spell doesn't let you determine the location of the thinking minds. Okay, third round, you read the surface thoughts of any mind in the area. So after 18 seconds, you can basically read everyone's mind.
Okay.
Will negates.
I want to focus it in on that one sheltered person and find out and put as much time in as I can to figure out what he's got for me.
Sure. What's the will save for you?
DC is typically equal 10 plus the spell level, which is 1, and the charisma modifier
Of me.
of you. Yep.
So that's that'd be a 15 altogether, I think.
Okay.
Because I've
Is
got
your charisma modifier a 3?
4.
4. So yeah, so 10 plus 1 plus 4.
15.
Spell level is 1. Yep.
Okay. So what is the result? What does he give you?
So you read the surface thoughts of any mind in the area. So basically, what they're thinking at that current time. Target who succeeds prevents that. Creatures of animal intelligence. Each round, you can detect. You can turn to detect thoughts in a new area. So yeah, no. If he fails his will save, he can read his mind. Basically, what he's thinking at that current moment in time.
Okay. Yeah. He just failed the save.
Okay.
He got a 14 instead of the 15 needed. I wasn't sure if it was one of those things that if you fail by a certain amount, there's
Nope.
an additional bonus. Where is this guy? The thoughts coming through are precise, military, and a little sparse. They are troop movements, troop locations. They are some personnel adjustments. There is an underlying sense of, I mean, even like actually thought out pride, and maybe like when there's like a brief respite, and no, like the surge of the crowds kind of approaching his men pans down. There's like an internal smirk, and he says, "With our deaths, we give birth to the Gerson sphere."
The what?
Gerson is the last name of the Kasatha you have been watching on the screen. His full name was long, but if you were to shorten it,
chance to write it all down.
his name would be his name would be Derlith Gerson. That's what you would call it. But he gave you like his full pedigree when he gave you a name. He pulled a Miller when he initially. But
Yeah, and that's exactly what I noticed.
Derlith, well, actually, it is a Kasathan trait. Derlith Gerson, and this guy is saying that with their deaths, and he's not necessarily referencing the crowds, they give birth to the Gerson sphere.
Is this and this is the Jedi dude that saved our life before, or this is a different person?
That's racist. This is a different Kasatha entirely.
Okay.
Was he? Just a quick question about that guy. What was his name again?
Which, and do I have to slap you right now?
The one that saved us is.
Oh, okay. That was Tamnel Har.
Okay, so he is part of the Har.
Yeah, I did a little
Okay.
bit of a sidebar last
Yeah.
episode. I don't think you got that culture check, but there was a culture check made that was very clear. He was of the Har family which is the name of the Arch Chancellor.
Yeah, I just noticed it and put it together, so I was like, wait, was that the same family?
I
So yeah,
wasn't.
gotcha.
Yep.
I gotcha. No.
Got you.
What?
You
Yep.
expected something different?
No, he put that together all by himself. It was so it was magical. I'm so glad I didn't.
No, I mean I just was making sure.
I'm teasing you. It's fine.
I know.
think so Miller kind of opens up channel to the rest of our group. I think we should probably ditch Justinian and his magistrates and see if we can get down to our ship.
Good
Do we
idea.
have any way of contacting Stevethan?
I could probably hack something.
So the
Does Wright check our things too, really quick, before we go too far? Do you
What?
hear our thoughts as well?
Huh?
You can if you want. You just have to pass a will save.
Yeah, I can keep it going. Well,
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, in your area of effect, do you attempt to check our thoughts?
Dustin, did you give me 3 rounds? Was that all 3 rounds?
Oh yeah.
So no. You have a minute per level. After 3 rounds, then you start reading their minds.
Yeah, you concentrated for about 18 seconds, which is the 3 rounds.
Okay.
So that's what you got was the full access.
Now you can actually pick out and read minds at will.
Yeah, I would attempt Justinian.
Justinian?
Yeah.
All right, he makes a will save. He doesn't make it either. Do you get pictures or just words?
Um,
Well, I'll give you the words for now, but let me know if you get pictures.
You detect surface thoughts, and after 3 rounds, you can read the surface thoughts of any mind in the area.
I'll give you. It's fine. Surface thoughts is fine. We'll go with that. He's thinking, why me? Why now? Why would these low-life idiots? Why was he even sent here? He should be getting aboard the shuttle. They need to leave the station immediately. And now he's worried that it might not even be possible to leave. He knows that the magistrate has their own, like his own personal berth in Central Dome, which is that's a good one to pick up because you didn't know that existed. But he's a little concerned that the lockdown might have even caused an issue with that. He's basically moved his thoughts off of you, other than to be annoyed that he has to deal with you.
Yeah.
Seeker got a 5 for a willpower test, just in case. If you want to read my thoughts, which I'm gonna give them to you.
Come on in. Are you focusing on the group?
Huh?
I mean, I wasn't originally. I was trying to think more of things that would help us and less about what egg type art we can do once we leave the base. But I mean,
you hear them if you're in that area, right?
yeah, I do hear them.
I thought he has to focus on each target.
I gain the ability to, but it's kind of like, from what I understand, and I could be.
I think Justin's just offering his thoughts. Go ahead, Justin. What are you thinking?
Why don't you just go ahead?
Okay, so in a very similar voice to what you heard before,
the murdery voice, to be clear.
It's a little bit more calculated. Unlike Seeker normally, terrorist activity. He might be here. Need to keep an eye on Zero.
What?
Yep, that's the thoughts that you pick up, and you kind of hone in on them by accident, almost because as you're focusing on Justinian, Seeker walks by.
I immediately look over and start leaning, sweat dripping down my brow. I start listening to Zero.
Zero, make a will save.
Okay.
This is Detect Evil all over again, but Justin didn't want to wait for that. Justin didn't want to wait 2 years for someone to finally detect evil.
10, so he gets it.
Oh, yeah. So what are Zero's thoughts at the moment? As best as you can.
So he is very suspicious of the Border Space Union. Like, this is clearly a setup. So all he's thinking about is, like, the betrayal he had at their hands previously.
Now, is that with the Infinitum incident or before?
Before that.
Okay.
So he's actually thinking more specifically, after he renewed, he was betrayed by somebody in the Border Space Union who used him to commit an act against the Border Space Union, to actually sabotage something.
Yeah, so he's basically having unhappy flashbacks to previous negative actions from the Border Space Union, who are overall scummy in Zero's experience, times 3.
Oh, did he get like pictures as well, or did we figure that out?
No, I'm just going through Zero's analytically thinking about it, and he probably thinks more than he speaks, I hope. So, yeah.
Just so I understand that, wait, did you say that Zero was tricked into being a terrorist accidentally, or
no. In terms of the actual thoughts you're getting, it's just that this isn't the first time he's been betrayed by the Border Space Union. You can go with that for now.
Understood.
You're not thinking of, like, you're not getting the thoughts of terrorist activity. You're not getting the thoughts of involvement with this act. Those things are definitely missing from his thoughts.
But did the thought that I get from Seeker was that he suspected Zero of being a terrorist?
Possibly.
Okay.
Just I need to keep an eye on him.
Oh yeah. Well,
however you wanna interpret that. I mean,
yeah.
it could go any way. It could be for protection. It could be suspicion.
Those are the two very different things that I had.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he.
It could be either.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
we notice that our minds got read?
No, if you guys had made the
Okay.
will save, I'd have allowed it. That you notice that someone's trying to invade your mind, but beyond a save, yeah, there's no reference in the spell. I don't think.
Are you going
So what I'm going
to?
to do is I'm going to try to recall what the guard the information that the guard captain thing had given me. You said that there were movements of personnel. I would
Yep.
assume that would be knowledge that I can recall because I'm not going to write down.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Same.
Yeah, basically, if you guys need it, I'll give it to you. Is how that'll work.
Right. So, do I get any idea of places where one might be able to escape, or what the safe areas are away from the guard? Or
They're focusing on one. They've got patrol units going throughout the dome, small. They've got focuses on the hallways, and there's an unusual amount at the Blitzer Ball Stadium. That's all you got for troop movement. Gaps, you could definitely find gaps where you're able to get anywhere to those spots. If his thoughts are like pinpoint accurate, you'd be able to get to any of those spots without encountering any patrols. But once there, those are the spots with the heaviest security.
Okay. Then I look at I look at Justinian and I just say, clearly now is not the time to do this. As you can see, a lot is going on, and I know that you don't want to be here. You think you have an important job to do. I think you do as well. Go protect, what's her name? Camilla.
Chimera.
Camilla. You go protect Camilla and get her off. No, God.
Oh yeah!
Bad Patrick. No.
I mean, first we're fingering fanny packs, and now we're getting Chimera off. Is that
I
it?
meant to get her off the station, but I failed to finish. I haven't slept much in a week. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm going to try diplomacy there.
Yeah. Give me a diplomacy roll.
Which is 19.
He looks at you, disgust really plain on his face. He makes a rude.
Because he knows he has to agree with me.
He's not Lashunta. He's a human. He makes the rudest gesture in Lashunta, like hand gestures, which I'm gonna go with is to show limp antenna, and he stalks off, and he just waves the security guards to follow him back to the magistrate's office.
Okay, and then I say to the group in telepathically, keep calm, look a little worried like everyone else, and follow me. And I start going towards the areas where I can remember there being gaps to try to find my way back to the ship.
Perfect. You're making your path back to the hallway with the party following you, and unless Miller has something really pressing, that's where we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, basically. So I am already getting a list of my engineering and other contacts that are on the entire station, and I'm going to try to rally some sort of a resistance to kind of figure out what's going on.
So as you are going through, you trying to send messages, you do see that the security protocols are fully in place. So without being hardwired into a terminal that would allow you to send these messages, they are restricted, and that includes inside Central Dome as well. What I can say you do at the least is you are furiously typing out messages and putting them into a queue. As soon as you connect your device for even a split second to any sort of networked device that is functional, these messages will go out.
Cool.
However, until you have found a machine that is either through this block already, like is not affected by the jamming, or you find something that is affected but is hardlined into the jamming device and you can hack through it.
That's all I
Those
need.
are your options of getting a message out, which you may pursue next episode just fine.
Yep.
Is anyone else doing anything preparatory-wise as you guys are following Rye strategically through Central Dome?
Seekers looks super panicked. Like, oh shit! Spit.
What color is he? What color is he?
He's like going nuts. Like
Orange? The orange?
Yeah, it'd be orange and be like really bright and flashing.
Cool.
Stealthy.
So
Go
I would
ahead, Sarah.
actually
Sorry.
bring up to the group, we want to try to get Archie out. I imagine we're all going to need to leave this station, and we might want to save contacts.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Already
So,
on it.
Rye,
Well, he's
would you-
actually in Central, so I was
Yeah.
thinking more of us physically going to get him.
we'll talk about that next time. Actually, if you guys detour to pick up Archie or not, you guys can discuss as a group. For now, we will wrap up with you guys kind of skulking through Central Dome, holding up here and there as you guys all watch as Rye expertly navigates you through the dome around any of these Border Space Union patrols.
Almost like I'm useful.
Right.
That
Yay.
worked really well. That's a really solid skill. Remember that it is used for the day, because when we start up next time, it'll be the same day. Until then, for our lovely viewers, we're going to wrap up the game now. We'll go right into the after party where we talk shop, interact with chat, and are happy to answer questions. For everyone else, we will catch you guys next time, next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. EST, right here on Twitch, playing Paizo Starfinder yet again. Until those specified date and times, never split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Patrick.
Justin.
Yeah, Patrick. Wait, who?
0.